Hey guys, Romananian Reaper here. So, I've just got done watching Society of the Snow on Netflix. Now, look, this is one that I was really wanting to watch. I've been hearing nothing but rave reviews about it, and obviously it's one that has been brought up in the awards conversation, so obviously, for that reason, I kind of had to check it out. But I was also really interested in seeing it because obviously the true story it is bringing to life on the screen is one that is incredibly fascinating. Like the story of the Andes flight disaster is an incredibly interesting story. Like you don't even necessarily need to be a fan of rugby to really appreciate that fact. So yeah, I was really prepared for a fantastically hard hitting, powerful tale of man surviving against the most insurmountable odds. But is it any good? Let's find out. So it is October 1972, and the Old Christians rugby team in Uruguay is getting together the funds for a flight to Chile, and obviously they are bringing along some friends and family along for the ride as well. However, things take a turn when, as they are in the air, flying through the Andes, their plane crash lands, forcing the remaining survivors to, fight for their lives with the very limited resources they have, resorting to every measure they can, including eating each other, as they wait for a miracle. So, yeah, look, obviously, this is not the first time this story has been told on screen before, notably the film Alive, way back when. So, yeah, this is a true story that obviously has like pedigree. So, um, ultimately, there have been many tellings of this, even like documentaries. But man, that does not take away from the fact that yeah, this film hit immensely hard. This was a truly powerful experience, an absolutely incredible film, and yeah, this is an early contender for film of the year. I mean, for one, it is, an incredibly well made film. Obviously, this is directed by J.A. Bayona, who, of course, directed The Impossible, A Monster Calls, and obviously, most widely known Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And obviously, this is, a very well directed, very well made movie. It's immensely well shot. It is, obviously inside the plane feels really claustrophobic. Also, in contrast, the actual mountains themselves, and the thick white carpet of snow feels so like vast and overpowering, and obviously all the survivors feel like ants in comparison. It is a breathtakingly well made movie, and obviously this is in service of the larger set pieces, like some arduous treks across the Andes, and of course the actual crash itself, as well as a sequence involving a storm, like sequences that sometimes are hauntingly realized. Some of them, have like little flickers of hope in them. These bigger set pieces really hit hard, and obviously, in no small part, thanks to a fantastic score from Michael Giacchino. Yeah, back on the top form for him. But yet, obviously, the bigger set pieces hit hard, and obviously the story at its base level of the resilience of man fighting against the most insurmountable of odds. It all hits incredibly hard at its base level, but beneath that, there's some really strong thematic and character work in there. Obviously, there's the dynamic between the survivors, as they start out quite resourceful, making most of what they have, but ultimately, as desperation and fear begins to set in. But also, there's some really strong themes in here, notably some like ties to religion. Like, obviously, early on, there's the story of Jesus, fighting temptation for 40 days and 40 nights. The Lent story, but also there's the thematic underpinning there of that sometimes the most powerful faith that delivers the biggest miracle is faith in each other. And there's also some explorations there of how we create meaning out of tragedy and survival. It's a incredibly well realized film thematically, incredibly engaging and captivating throughout. So obviously, with all of this, it allows those little flickers of hope, those moments, those rays of light as they emerge from the snow, as they like throw snowballs at each other, or like bring back clean clothes and bars of chocolate. It allows those little moments to feel even more impactful when they do arrive. Truly a incredibly, incredibly hard hitting stuff. And where would this all be without some absolutely fantastic performances? Everyone here is great. They perfectly sell the desperation, that fear, that resilience. And also, that real weighty sense of tragedy as, the friends and loved ones die around them. But obviously, I have to give major props to Enzo Varitnik as Numa, who's like the narrator of the story. Yeah, this is a real star-making turn. Absolutely fantastic. This guy is gonna go places with it. And obviously, he was, interviewed by Empire Magazine fairly recently as, an up-and-coming star. So, yeah, I think this guy is definitely got big things ahead of him. A fantastic performance, full of, like, captivating inner monologue as, through narration, he fills us in on his perspective on events and that fight for survival. It's so, so good. And, for all this, hard hitting stuff, like, in fact, at one point, in fact, at a couple points, I was damn near moved to tears. It's incredibly, incredibly, incredibly emotional. And yet, it all builds to, an ending that does make you smile, It gives you that satisfying release. It's that light at the end of the tunnel, and it's an incredibly satisfying end to a long and arduous fight for survival. And yeah, the in fact, here's how hard this movie hit. Like, obviously, I talk in some of my videos about a tingly arm feeling. I describe it like that's how I know that I've been witnessing some. Well, I'm witnessing something very special. Whether it be like Spider-Man: No Way Home, Top Gun: Maverick, Way of Water, or hell, even The Fablemans. When I get that tingly feeling in my arm, that's how I know I've been witnessing something very special or hard hitting. Well, Society of the Snow. After watching the movie at the like as the movie ended, left me with that feeling. Truly, that this as the credits roll, I was just like left with such a gut punch and actually moved me to the point of speechlessness. Like, truly, this is a incredible film. Watch it if you haven't already. Like, this is absolutely gonna be a big contender in the awards season. If it, yeah, this has prime best foreign feature all over it. And yeah, this is absolutely going to be in my top 10 of the year, probably my top 5, because I'm going to give Society of the Snow a 10 out of 10. Please watch this movie, it's so, so good. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you seen Society of the Snow? What do you think of it? Are you fascinated by the story that this is based on? And are you excited to see where Enzo Barinsnik's career goes next? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.